Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. We're here for a new week. I'm doing a bit of a spin on today's reading for humanity. I'm actually going to do a spread based on what you need to know now for your highest and greater good. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to I've already sort of come and prepared to call in spirit to protect the space, to protect the cards. I'm going to shuffle them. I'm going to ask what the collective need to know for their highest good now. The cards are drawn in a total of 4. Basically, we're going to get the general theme of the situation that's occurring right now, the blocks that could be occurring, the angel's guidance for how you can move through this time, and the probable outcome of the situation. So as always, I've called in the protection and guidance to basically ensure that the message goes to who needs it, to who resonates with it. So hopefully that's you, and hopefully we can get you the clear message that you need. So I'm going to come in a little bit closer here. But we're going to lay out the cards in the format of 1, 2, 3, 4. So as I said, we're going with this card initially. It's going to be the theme of the situation. We're going with the possible block, the angel's advice, and then the probable outcome. So as always, I like to do one card at a time so I don't let my ego get in the way. If at any time this doesn't resonate with you, please just go about your day. If it does resonate with you, however, hopefully this is the advice that you need. So we're going with the probable outcome of the energy. We have the 6 of Gabriel. So the message for this card is congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project, awards, scholarships, or promotions. So we're just going to see, I feel what Spirit is wanting to say with this card is that it's been a struggle. There's been a lot of conflicting energies. There's been a lot of inner turmoil occurring at this time, and basically it's called for a lot of stillness, a lot of inner work, a lot of healing work, a lot of time, a lot of letting go, a lot of releasing what no longer serves us. And basically now it's saying that we have the energy supporting us to move forward. So we've done the groundwork. If you've done the groundwork, this is for you. If you're still coming up against challenges, it's probably a sign that there's a little bit more. I just got a bit choked up, so that's probably a good sign for myself that I need to go within a little bit deeper as well. But at the same time, what you've been wanting to do, what you've been wanting to move forward with, if you've been looking at starting a new business, a new relationship, a new career, or anything that is going to fulfill you and bring you that peace, that bliss that you visualize your life as, now is the time to get on with that. So it's quite empowering. It has been a struggle, and basically this is a sign that the energy is currently saying you have what it takes to move forward, and you've done the work that you've needed to do to get to this place. So for some of us, it could have felt as though we kept coming up against challenges. We kept wanting to just walk away from things because it was too hard, it was too painful, and we chose to persist. We chose to sit through the pain. We chose to recognize the themes, the behaviors, the habits that weren't serving us, the relationships that weren't serving us, the things we do in our daily lives that weren't serving us. We've known deep down for a while that we need to change things in order to move forward into smoother waters with that bit more ease. And this is saying that you have done the work. You've done a good job. The energy at play now is to get going with the things that bring you that passion, that joy, that fulfillment, because you've overcome those patterns and behaviors. I feel like they're throwing the word complacency at me, and don't become complacent is the target message here. And not to say that don't sit on your high horse and be like, congratulations with me. By all means, give yourself that pat on the back, but don't become complacent in thinking that now life's just going to unfold for you. You still have to put in the action. You still have to put in the intention that what you want is that passion, that purpose, that heartfelt bliss that you visualize your life as becoming. And basically, it's time to get going. You know, start looking at the ways you can take steps towards that. You know, you've gone through the pain, you've gone through the process. Don't become complacent in the fact that there won't be more, but also don't become complacent in the fact that now you've done a bit of groundwork, everything's just going to magically appear at your front door, because at the end of the day, Spirit can help you if you're willing to do the work, but they're not just going to drop everything on a silver platter in front of you, much to a lot of disappointment. I can hear everyone going, but you know, at the same time, it's don't become complacent, but also believe that you have the strength to do it. If you still don't feel like you're strong, take a little bit of extra time, give yourself a little bit more love and nurture and self-care, and obviously, you know, take as long as you need. There's no rush for this, but you are at a turning point where you can start to create the life that you want to live and the life that you love. So I feel like that's a really good path to kick off this reading with. I know it certainly put a little bit of spring in my step, and it's definitely making my heart chakra kind of really expand, which is good. We are in a very big time of healing now. So as mentioned, if you still need a little bit more time within, take that time. But, you know, so far you've done a great job. You do have the strength to carry on. If you do need more time, take it. Don't become complacent, and, you know, believe that what's coming is better than what has been. Now, we're going to move on to the potential blocks of this energy. So I feel like touching this card is really kind of making my tummy churn a little bit, so we'll see. Okay, so we have the 8 of Gabriel. So we have Gabriel as our theme today. Gabriel is definitely the archangel of movement, of passion, you know, support in that way. Her message says a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. And as I said, I really feel this in my solar plexus. So basically, I feel like what Spirit is telling me is that we have to believe we have the confidence to do this. A lot of us are still struggling with that confidence, that self-confidence, that belief that what we've been praying for, what we've been asking for is still stuck because we don't believe we can get it. We don't believe we can deserve it. I feel like the energy at play right now with this block is very much that, like, almost stuck, I feel is the word they're saying. Yep, there's a bit of a release there. I think I hit the nail on the head. A lot of us have been feeling stuck, and that's because we've been refusing to make a decision. We've, again, that complacency of waiting for the stars to line up, when, as a matter of fact, you start with a decision and then the stars line up. But I also feel like there's a lot of fear here as well. There's that lack of confidence, and there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear with communication because my throat is like trying to close itself off while I'm giving this reading. And I know immediately for myself what that's relating to. I'm very much in a place of fearing losing someone I really care about, and I'm afraid to actually communicate that that's how I feel. You know, I know for me that's a big thing, but I'm not going to go into me because that's not why we're here. But for some of you, it might be the same thing. It might be, you know, the fear of losing a relationship, the fear of losing a job. You could be in a bigger place of losing out, or much more in relation to your safety, like your house, your finances, your family. And these are all now things that need to be communicated. We need to step into this place of fear and I'm getting really shaky, sorry. And believe that, you know, in order to fulfill that inner joy and that inner bliss, we've got to communicate how we feel, what we want, what we need, and also believe that we have to just now step into that place of self-confidence and go for what we want regardless of the outcome. But this is a major block, this fear of speaking up about how we feel and what we need to move forward with this project, with this passion, with this purpose. Because we're afraid of being shunned, of rejection, of it not working seems to be the real theme here. We're just so afraid right now of things not working out how we think we'd like them. But as we set up here as well, it's a matter of really trusting now that what's coming is better than what's gone. And sorry, bear with me 1 second. Spirit just is actually throwing in a message here that, like, you're not who you used to be. You're not the old you. That's really, really being forced in right now. You're not who you used to be. You are not who you used to be. You are not who you used to be. The decision is making that choice that you either stay in your past with your burdens and your wounds and your pain. You continue to create stories out of fear and lack of confidence and lack of belief of what you deserve, or you decide that you have had enough of that, you've done the work, and you are going to move forward into that future state of bliss, happiness, and joy that you so desperately have been asking for. You're not the old you. The old you may have suppressed your feelings. The old you may have believed that what has happened in the past is going to continue to happen. The old you may believe that you're not good enough, that no one is here to support you, that you don't have what it takes, you don't have enough money, blah, 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 blah. I feel like Spirit's just being like, wrap up the bullshit. Get rid of it. It's over. It's done. We do not need this blocking our life anymore, but it is your decision now on where you want to be. Do you want to stay in that painful past, or do you want to move forward by coming to the present moment and deciding that you are no longer going to let fear and a lack of self-confidence hold you back from the things you want in your life so much? So that's a block. As mentioned up here as well, if you need the time to rest, rejuvenate, to heal, to journal, to get grounded, now is that time to take and do that. So up here we have the angel's advice for the situation. Excuse me. So, very fitting. We have 3 of Michael. So as we know, Michael is the archangel of protection. He's the archangel of confidence. He's the archangel of severing cords that do not work for you anymore. And his message is release the past. You will grow from this situation. Time heals all wounds. It was just a big breath of relief that came through me there. And I just felt like my heart just go all fluttery. So 3 of Michael, release the past. That's the advice. I don't really feel like I need to tap into that much more, because basically, as the theme has been, you're not who you used to be. The people you're involved with aren't who they used to be. No one is who they used to be. Whatever situation troubled you in the past isn't going to be the same situation this time around, because you've changed. People have changed. The world has changed. There has been major energy shifts, and it is all about giving yourself that time to heal. There is a big healing energy over the earth right now, and many people are feeling it as that expansion of love. I know myself, I've felt a lot of anger and passion, but deep down I just am in a place of such heartfelt emotion that it's overwhelming. But it is because I am, releasing that past and coming into that present to create my future. And there's always grief around letting go, and a lot of us don't take the time to heal that grief, to take the time we need. And whether it's just quitting your job or losing a loved one or a relationship, each situation comes with grief. No matter how big or small it seems to you in your life, no matter what anyone else is going through, your moment of grief is just as important as anyone else's. And I know from my past, I never dealt with my grief. I pushed it down and I got on with it. And the last few years for me have been so much purging and so much pain because I chose not to deal with it when it happened. It is okay to take a step back. It's not a setback. I feel like there's this big image of wings coming around the earth right now, and it's almost like a big hug. Very similar to the card. As you can see, he's nurturing the child or the girl here. I feel like it's got a lot to do with nurturing our feminine energy as well. The feminine energy is about nurturing. It's about caring. It's about love. It's about community and networking and connection. It's a very powerful energy to tap into, and all the blue really represents, again, that communication, that throat chakra, that need to be heard, stepping into your truth and not being afraid because of past actions to speak up for what you need. And the best thing I love about this card too is that it's quite dark, and then it goes up into this beam of light. There's the dove, which is an indication of peace, of freedom. It's just releasing the past is going to set you free. I feel like that is the message. Release the past and it will set you free. I can hear a lot of collective energy going, how. And as I said earlier, it's about making the decision that you want to. You choose, you can, and you will release the past and grow from this situation. Repeat that mantra as much as you need to. That is going to help the universe now support you and start to align you with the things that are going to fulfill these passions. So finally, the probable outcome of the situation. So this is a possible future energy, but it is very much sorry, I'm just kind of in that real place of nurture now, and it feels really nice. But basically the probable outcome, so this is a future energy. This is a future energy based on your free will, your choice, your decision, your action steps moving forward. So as always, this is completely dependent on the things you're thinking, feeling. It's important to feel more than it is to think, simply because the feeling matches the desire a lot better than the logical mind. So if your head and your heart are a bit conflicted right now, tap into here, because that feeling is going to radiate out and bring you this outcome. But the probable future energy for this reading is the Four of Michael. So we've got a lot of encouragement and we've got a lot of protection at this time. I always like to pay attention to the colours that come up here, as they do relate to your chakra energies. So if one of them has stood out for you most, whether it's the green, the red, orange, the purple, the blue, the yellow, that could potentially be an indication of what chakra is a little bit under or overworked at this time and may need your attention. So feel free to pay attention to what jumped out at you and look into that a little bit further. But the energy is insights that come from quiet meditation, the need for more sleep or time off, seek relief from stress. So I feel like the message itself is a little bit more of an advice card, but I straight away get I straight away just get this message that everything's going to be okay. It's Everything's going to be okay. You can see we've got the light coming through. It's getting a little bit easier to see the calm trickle of water here. Everything is going to be okay. We're going to get the guidance that we need. We're going to get the support that we need. We're going to get the confidence and the encouragement to go after what we need to make this a reality. As I said, the block at the moment is that we're in a great deal of fear and we're in a great deal of lack mindset, not having that self-confidence, while I'm just releasing everything. That is a very good sign that we're on the right page here. But basically, it's giving yourself that space to realize that what you're making up, what you're creating here is nothing. It's fear, it's past, and it is what is pushing you right now to grow and expand beyond that place of lack, of disappointment, of fear. It's creating that confidence to go for what you want, regardless of how it looks or how you think it's going to look. And getting that insight, what do you have to do right now in this moment? If that's go and do a meditation, if you need to, journal and write the words, what do I need right now? Take that time to really dig deep and figure out what you need. This is your life. This is the life you came here to live, not for your partner or your boss or your friends. You came to live your life. People come in and mirror what we need to learn. People come in and challenge us to grow. And, I feel like for a lot of us at the moment, especially with this, we have our sights set so high and we are so passionate about getting to that place right now that we've had enough. We've had enough of this block. We've had enough of the past. We've had enough of people influencing our decisions. And we know that when we take the time to go within, to heal, to use our tools and, listen to our bodies, what is protesting here? You've got intuition, you've got throat, communication, heart, solar plexus, confidence, power, sacral, root, fear-based, what is calling out to you right now? Do you need to clean up your diet? Do you need to take up a new hobby? Do you need to stop doing the mode of exercise you've been doing for 15 years and try something new? Do you need to slow down? Do you need more rest? Listen. The outcome of this is dependent on what you do today and what you start to do when you listen to this. So I feel like listen is really the theme of the week. Listen within. Sorry guys, I'm just making sure I get this through correctly. Basically, what I feel like Spirit's telling me is to ask yourself what you need and what do you want. There's been a lot of confusion in the air. They're waiting for you, but it's just, there's not a lot of clarity going on right now. We want this, we're holding ourselves back, we're holding on to the past, and we're just not giving ourselves the time to create it. Where, they're waiting for you to make that decision, to let go, and to just give yourself the time you need to get going. As I said, there's no setback here. It's not a time to be complacent. It's a time for real forgiveness. It's a time to forgive this. It's a time to forgive, the stories about the people that hurt you. It's a time to forgive yourself for not putting yourself first. It's a time to forgive yourself for not giving yourself the time and the rest that you need. It's a time to forgive yourself for not being confident, for not going for what you want. But it's also a time of bravery. It's a time to speak up and believe that the things you need and the things you desire are achievable, and that you're more than worthy of them. As I said, it's a very compassionate reading today. Like, I feel like I'm although I'm very passionate, I feel like I'm very quite soft in even the way I'm speaking, which is quite rare for me, to be fair. But like I said, we have orange, so we have, that power, that movement from here, shuffling it out. And then we've obviously got, like I said, the protection. We're protected. What we choose to do now is watched over, and we are protected in a sense that what's going to happen when we decide that we no longer want to be in this place is going to be for our highest good. Regardless of how it feels right now, regardless of what you think it's meant to look like, we've got to let go. We've got to move forward, and we have to follow our passion for us, not for our family, not for our friends, not for our boss, not for anyone else, but ourselves. We have to fill our cup. We have to take the time out. Do the things that fill you up, a bath, a nice nature walk, whatever it is. Get grounded. We got the moon in Taurus now. It's a very grounding energy. Connect with yourself. Don't be afraid of what shows up. Don't continue to make up stories you don't know are true. Believe, release, and trust so wholeheartedly that what you want is easy to do. You have the key to the door. You've just got to decide now whether or not you want to unlock it. Come to the terms with the fact that you've had enough. That's a step up. You don't necessarily need to have a particular situation to resolve or to heal, simply to surrender it, because it's not serving you. Whether it's a pattern, a person, a belief system, whatever is going on for you right now, know that you deserve more. Know that. And know that when you've had enough and it's making you angry and you're getting this driving passion, being in Aries season, it's a fire energy, guys. Like, we have that passion, that purpose. And, Aries is all about self. It's all about going for what you want, the ram, just going for it. And, I feel like what these orange cards are very much about, that fire. Like, there's so much fire in all of us, yet we're allowing what has happened to hold us down. And we need to start communicating that, stepping into our truth and trusting that it's all okay, because what's gone is, let me rephrase that. Because what's coming is better than what's gone. What's coming is better than what's gone. And I feel like that's all Spirit wants me to leave you with. So I really hope you've enjoyed that reading today. I've really enjoyed giving it. And as I said, I'm just trying a few new things. So hopefully that resonated. And as I've said, if something doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. I'm just a messenger and I love what I do. So maybe the fact that you weren't ready to hear that today, and if that stirred some things up, that's a good indication for you to maybe take that time out, listen within. But I feel pretty grounded having done that reading. So I thank you for those who have stayed with me throughout. And as I said, hopefully it's resonated, provided some clarity around what's happening for you this week. And just be kind to yourself. Give yourself that space. Forgive yourself for becoming mad, for becoming angry, but use it as that fire. Drive that frustration into this project or this relationship or this career or whatever it is, because that passion is what's going to create this. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Do subscribe, do reflect in your comments how things are going for you right now. I'd love to hear how the collective is getting on, if that resonated with you, and I look forward to sharing with you again next week. Take care. As I said, give yourself the time, and love to you all. Bye.